The slice of skin was angry and pale. It looked almost sickly, framed in ridges, the flesh obscenely puffy around it. My dirty little secret, exposed for all to see. I'd never taken my rings off, not since Harry put them on my finger. I loved and hated them in equal measure. The band was made of clean, unmarked platinum. The guy at the shop had told us it would last forever, while I stared at shiny things on royal blue velvet and Harry pulled out his Amex. Platinum was as pure as love, and it didn't take a single bit of upkeep, not like silver or white gold. My finger traced the inside, and I could see the words without even looking. Etched into the interior, etched into my brain. For my darling Sam, from your darling Harry. Should his cheesy inscription have been the first sign? Diana had laughed when I told her he always called me darling, asked if Harry was some guy out of the 1950s, and I guess I would have to hold back an eye roll if she or Margaret said that Brandon or Lars almost exclusively referred to them as darling. But to me, it had never sounded like some bad actor playing at Cary Grant. Harry's words were so easy to love. His voice somehow gruff yet smooth, strong as whiskey. My darling, my Sam. The engagement ring was even nicer. It had scroll work and a bunch of tiny diamonds, a whopping stone in the middle. I'd always thought of myself as the anti-diamond type. They seemed way too traditional. But when push came to shove, the butterfly wings had beaten my stomach just as they had for all those other women. I did draw the line at something absurdly overpriced. No Cartier, thank you very much. And ostentation wasn't Harry's style either. Still, he'd paid extra for Canadian diamonds because they were supposed to be cruelty-free. Wanting, and wanting badly, was one of Harry's many effects on me. Not just his love, but everything. Meeting him had stretched out my world like taffy. All these things I'd never known I could dream of were suddenly open to me. I was trading my shitty railroad apartment and its sounds of cars whizzing by, urban waves, for the luxury condo with Manhattan views that Harry kept around for crashing in the city. I was getting my first real facial, one gifted to me by Harry shortly after we were engaged. I was honeymooning at the Four Seasons in Anguilla. I'd always been more of a backpacker, a rough-and-tumble traveler. But sitting on an Adirondack chair parked in bright white sand, one hand in Harry's and the other wrapped around a $17 pina colada, it was impossible to object. Who would when it came down to it? Standing in front of my dresser, I let the rings clank into the ceramic dish, the one my mom had gotten me to hold them especially. Harry plus Sam, may your love bless you forever. 1 year. That's how long it took to change me, our union marking my body like a warning, turning the skin of my finger pale. 3 months of engagement, 7 of marriage, 2 of being apart. Diana, a self-branded self-destructive, always the one among the group to suggest a third glass of wine or a side of French fries or one measly cigarette on the patio, had understood why I hesitated to take my rings off. I'd met Diana about 1.5 years ago. She was sitting at the bar at the place on 10th Avenue I used to go after work. She'd introduced herself and suggested we pair up to take full advantage of the 2-for-1 old-fashioned special. We had, and we'd killed more than 1 round of strong drinks, and over cigarettes purchased on impulse from the deli next door, I'd told her all about the crush I had on Harry. She'd gotten it then, and she got it now. Margaret, a semi-neurotic copywriter I'd worked with on and off for years, and by far the most practical of our little trio, had been much pushier. I needed to take off my rings, take a step toward acceptance, as she put it. On this trip, at least, we were going to put our pasts behind us as much as we could.